talking with Johnny Brower. And Johnny, thank you so much for being here today. I just wanted to ask you a few questions. So can you tell us a bit more about this piece and the artist that did this piece?
We'll be happy to. Of course, the piece is by Jean-Michel Basquiat, and it was done in New York in 1984. His friends, the Offs, were a well-known punk band in the city at the time. At one time, he was actually thinking of becoming the drummer in this band, but he came to his senses and stayed painting. This was at a very high point in his career. He was just starting to be really celebrated and be getting an awful lot of money for his work and a lot of recognition. So this was a real favor to the Offs because, of course, they could have never afforded it. And from my understanding, he charged them $500, which was his mother's rent in Brooklyn. And so they were able to have him do the cover. Down here below, we have one of the original albums. This is the screen print that was done, a limited edition of '85, an absolutely beautiful piece, museum glass framed. We're here on Hazelton Avenue in Toronto in the Yorkville district at Hazelton Galleries, and very graciously let us come in here to film today because they are the exclusive representatives for this piece in Toronto. It's a very significant piece because his work at the time was reflective of the stick figures. And so this fits right in with what his work at that time was really leaning towards. Unlike some of his other pieces, of course, that were dramatically colored and all kinds of wild things, this was a very simple sketch. Who knows what he was trying to say or what he was trying to indicate, of course. But it's a very amazing piece because it's the only piece of work that he ever did for a musical group or an album cover, anything like that. He didn't ever do anything. This was strictly done for friends. And of course, the original album, the covers right now are over $2,000 each. They're very, very rare, the 1984 covers. The reissue in 2009, the 25th anniversary album, those are almost 400 each. There's very few of them. They're in colored vinyl, either clear, black, or white. And the screen prints have it listed on the wall. They're $30,000 Canadian, which is actually quite a bit below the market for his screen prints. But many of them are much larger because they were based on large pieces of work, and this is based on an album cover, which was 12 by 12. But the screen print is 20 by 20.
Salvinas, Salvinas. Salvinas, Salvinas. Salvinas, Salvinas. Salvinas. Salvinas, Salvinas. The name of the song. Salvinas, Salvinas.
I just have one more question.
Sure.
If you had to interpret this piece, how would you interpret it? What do you think it means?
Well, I look at it in terms of the era and punk, which had actually peaked at that time. By the mid-'80s, punk was actually being kind of vilified and replaced by hair bands and heavy metal. So possibly the crown of thorns or the kind of image of possibly like a Christ-like figure suffering, the slings and arrows of outrageous musical fortune could possibly be an interpretation. Beyond that, I have absolutely no idea, but if you ask me that, there's my answer.
And well, thank you so much for talking to me. It's been a pleasure.
It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
You're
All the best.
welcome. You're certainly welcome.